What is your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome, 6 viewers. Thank you for joining me so late. Sorry, I'll explain where I've been. Getting very close to 42. On March 1st, I turned 42. Whew, I procrastinated doing a stream. I've just been real busy. I also did not have internet all afternoon. Like at work, I lost internet. And then all afternoon, so I only recently got internet back a few hours ago. Plus, I've been frustrated. I've been frustrated just with my setup. My room is great. I'm really Anthony Cheeseman. If you're just getting here, please thumbs up the video. We'll talk a little bit of shop too. I am going to start to do. My goal is to. I'm doing well with a lot of my goals for this 2024, but I also want to do a few solo streams during the week just for an hour. I've also been frustrated because I can't access Twitter upstairs on this computer. So I got to get another computer up here. There's just so many restrictions. My music video reactions are doing good, but even the people that watch them say the audio is not the best. So I just got to have another computer up here. And my other computer is not working right. It's just frustrating. So Sean is here. Isaac said, I'll stay for a little bit. I have to get to bed soon. Crazy Joe Adventures. Yo, Joe, you can pop in for a little bit if you want. We're just going to talk about it's not going to be a late stream. I just want to get back in the habit because you guys mean a lot to me. I like streaming. It's part of my life. And I don't want to, I can't, I've too many days have gone by without doing some content. Perp better not be retiring. Well, I got to get him back on the show somehow. You know, we'll at least have the big party on the 10th. Let me actually, I didn't even thumbs up the video yet. Please thumbs up the video. Axel, I would invite you on, Axel, but my issue is my upstairs work computer. I can't access Twitter. I got to get another computer up in this room because I'm doing the majority of my streaming in this room, and I'm frustrated with this computer, and it's not good anyway. So I would invite you on because I miss you, Axel. I haven't had you on in a long time. Let me see. But there is good news today too. There's great news. One of them is the Shogun series, which I have to see. I have to see the Shogun series. That's all good. And I've been retweeting your art when I can on Twitter. The Shogun series is getting amazing reviews. I think I have Hulu. It just came out yesterday. That's another series I got to start. I got to finish. Hold on, let me. Someone's texting me. I told them they could pop in if they want. Okay, so let me get this thumbs up here. Please help me out. I'm going to be 42 this week. The other reason I didn't stream earlier is I got to get another day of exercise in here. And I want to exercise tomorrow too, because I've not been reaching my goal of exercising every day, but I've been doing it like 3 times a week at least. I want to increase it to 4 or 5 times a week. But I have been doing that. I've been feeling a little bit better, but working on family relationships, including, stuff with my wife, having a good time, spending more time together. That's a goal of mine. Best show on TV right now is Resident. I thought that was canceled. Okay. Let me see here. I'm almost ready to talk about a few topics, and then I'm going to cover the mailbag. I'm going to be telling you what's coming up soon. Yes, I have lotion here. You got to moisturize right after you get out of the bath or the shower. My hands get really dry during the winter. I put them on. I got to start doing my feet again too. Oh yeah. All right. Let me see. Okay, RJ decided to join me.
Hello. You are
Yes.
live super late.
Oh yeah, it's just you ever procrastinate and then like, I'm gonna be 42 on Friday, and I really want to get my exercise schedule. I was like, I gotta exercise, and today was just a
How
bad.
does it feel? 42.
Today, well, feel a little slow. My knees are constantly hurting.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
that's my weight and my I don't want to. I'm afraid too that I'll end up with some of the illnesses my parents have. My mother has autoimmune disease and she's always achy. I'm like, I hope I don't get like lupus or something.
Yeah,
Because
that's not good.
Yeah. But I'm trying to get healthier.
I'm always worried about carpal tunnel. That's my biggest fear.
Oh yeah, my wrist is shot. That's why my thumbnails game is like not what it used to be. I don't even, I care, but I'm just like, I can't go in and clip things out and stuff. I just find an image, I put MME live on it.
Mhm.
But there's some great stuff. There's great stuff this week.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I'm frustrated with that I haven't streamed is my work locked down this computer up here more. So I got to get another computer up here because I can't even access Twitter. And I have a lot of fun with the good news of Twitter. It's easy to make content that way. And that makes good for clip outs and shorts. It's just,
Yeah, I get you. Actually, I had
Wow.
a question. I don't know if you covered this on your channel yet. Do you have any thoughts on the rumored from Jeff Snyder reported that they're making a Jurassic League animated movie? DC characters.
I think animated's pretty easy guess. Like I
Yeah.
think I think it's extremely plausible if it's animated. I don't see them doing that in live action. I wouldn't try that.
But are you okay with them making that as an animated movie? Because I know some people were upset because I guess there was that Batman Beyond concept art that got posted where they're like, yeah, we were
You're
thinking about
pitting two projects against each other, like which was a better idea? I do think the better idea was the Batman Beyond. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone would disagree with that. I just think that, I'm not sure. I think they could do both, honestly, down the road if they want to.
Yeah, I would. It's also after doing a little research of the director, even though this is completely fine, it is starting to weird me out too. I'm moving the lotion.
It's okay. No one's going to judge you.
Even though it looked good concept-wise, art, it
looked very much like Spider-Verse.
The director doesn't have a great track record, if I can remember right. The creatives behind it. So
Batman Beyond?
Yeah, the one that was pitching it was not the best director. I can't remember who it was, but I remember
they were people who it was said that they had worked on Spider-Verse. To what capacity, I don't know though. I had to go and look back and do research on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I'm just happy that they're even thinking about doing like Elseworlds animated films, under their banner and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of cool to me, at least.
We might as well cover some news while you're here. The biggest news this week, I think even more, we're getting some great content this week. Like To the Max is going to be great this week because it's going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Because Dune 2 comes out. I have my tickets. Are you going to see Dune 2?
Hopefully, although I'm gonna be so big because like I was telling all my friends, right? Once midnight on Wednesday hits and it becomes Thursday, I'm gone. I'm gone because I'll be knee deep into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Because
that's
take
priority number 1 over Dune.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, listen, Dune, I'm very excited for.
How many hours do you expect to put into that?
Probably 80 to 90 bare minimum.
Okay.
So, yeah. Like I said, it's going to be taken over the rest of this month and next month.
Well, you got to see Dune 2 before you get it.
Well, I'm going to see Dune 2 this weekend. Don't mistake it. I want to see Dune 2. That's a goal for this weekend. I absolutely want to go see it.
But this smashes expectations here.
Yeah, I haven't been to the theater since Godzilla. This is the one movie I actually would want to see that would get me out of the house. So
yeah. So Dune Part 2 looking at 170 million box office opening. That's a spicy. That's not domestic. That's got to be
it's
right?
worldwide. Yeah, it's worldwide. I think domestic they're thinking anywhere from like 60 to 80. Although some people say it could open as high as 100 domestic. I think 80 is more likely though.
Oof. Isaac says seeing Dune Part 2 Friday, really excited. Sand, woo!
Well, I think Dune is positioned really well because there's nothing really out right now, nothing big. Like I feel like it's been very dry for like a big traditional giant blockbuster. It's been a lot of the smaller movies than, leftovers from Christmas. This is the first really big new movie of the year, so I think it's got a prime release date.
This cast is amazing. I've been hearing so many great things. I know
big cast.
Joe's not the biggest fan of Dune, right?
Oh, you couldn't pay me to watch it.
What?
You couldn't
Did you not
pay
see
me
the
to
first
watch
one?
it. I slept through it. It bored the shit out of me.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's not for everybody.
But
right?
I think I figured it out because yesterday there was an interview with Denis Villeneuve and he basically said he doesn't like dialogue. He goes, I don't care about dialogue in movies. Dialogue doesn't mean anything to me. And I am naturally more driven to dialogue-driven movies. So it's like, that's the missing ingredient. That's why I don't like his movies, probably.
Yeah, I kind of understood where he was coming from with that, but I think it just depends on the movie. Like some movies, I think benefit from like a Quentin Tarantino movie's DNA is its dialogue, right?
Oh,
its
yeah.
character interactions, right? I think it just varies between filming. I mean, with him, like, there's been great moments of writing in his movies before. I mean, there's so many but if you look at like a film like Blade Runner 2049. That's a movie where it's a lot of the visuals doing storytelling, which makes sense because if you watch the first Blade Runner, it fits very much in that mold already. So,
well, it's saying it's extremely positive first reactions. It might be a box office blockbuster.
I haven't seen a single critic say they didn't like this movie. So
let's see.
Even people who didn't love Part 1 seem to really like this one more.
Yeah.
So
the forecast estimates that Dune Part 2 could see between 70 million and 80 million domestically, but Warner Bros. Reportedly feels a little more conservative with a 65 million opening. Some believe it can open as high as 90, but either way, the Dune sequel should have the highest opening weekend of the year so far.
I mean, yeah, there's no competition. I mean, like, it's basically going to be pretty much starting with Dune this week. We're finally going to get big movies back. We got Dune 2 this weekend. The next weekend is Kung Fu Panda 4, and then Ghostbusters.
I can't believe that's coming out so quick.
I know. They've been
announced
advertising Kung Fu Panda like crazy. I watch WWE Monday Night Raw. They have commercials for Kung Fu Panda 4 constantly. It's crazy. They just keep advertising. That movie's going to be big too, I feel like.
I'll tell you one movie that's out right now that everybody's sleeping on. I just today saw Argyle for the second time. Argyle is such a damn good movie. And
don't see Dune to see Argyle.
Yeah, no, I would endorse that. Everyone should go see Argyle if you haven't seen it.
I think a lot of people are waiting to see. I think a lot of people are waiting to see Argyle when it hits Apple TV Plus.
I like Andy. I think he's somewhat pretentious, a little bit too much. Like I get it, his films are good, but sometimes they act like it's like God blessed you by seeing it at the theater. I'm like, I haven't got that experience yet.
He made one movie I really liked. I liked his movie The Arrival with Amy Adams. That was really good.
A good one.
Oh, Lois Lane.
But the one that like I hate the most is he did a movie called Enemy. Did you see Enemy with
Jake
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my
That's more
God,
like that was meant to be like a thriller, like a
and it's like, and we were having a discussion on Perp Stream yesterday over like what the ending of that meant, and I'm like, dude, it was just a weird, pretentious little ending.
He's still streaming?
Yeah, he did a stream yesterday.
Where is he? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I loved he did a movie called Sicaria that Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin.
I always wanted to see that movie. I just never saw it.
And they made a sequel. They made a sequel. He didn't direct it, but it was Sicaria. I forget what it was called, but it just had Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin in it. It was great. Both Sicaria movies are fantastic.
Well, let's see what Chris. I always laugh at Chris Bumbray. Gave the film a rave review. In this day of assembly line blockbusters, and it's a miracle that director Denis Villeneuve has managed to get not one, but two incredible, uncompromised epics like this through the studio system. I actually really agree with that. Yeah.
You know what? I disagree with him just from the first line. That's such a bullshit review. In this day of assembly line blockbusters, that's like a
superhero movies. Even though I like superhero movies, they are so micromanaged, Joe.
They're not assembly line.
I think what the person's trying to get across is that Warner Brothers gave him carte blanche and a giant budget to just make a very artistic, big budget blockbuster event movie, which you don't typically see a lot of, where the director gets a lot of free reign to do as they please.
Not anymore, not like it used to be, right?
It's very rare. I mean, the only director I think you still see that is Ridley Scott, and that's like hit or miss. Sometimes Ridley Scott delivers.
I like Ridley Scott a lot. I think he swings for the fences a lot, but he does have misses. Yeah,
I think he's incredibly overrated too. There's not many Ridley Scott. The Martian.
That's so I take it you are not looking forward to Gladiator 2 then?
Oh God, no! I hated Gladiator 1.
Oh my God,
I hate Gladiator 1 so much. I remember we were talking about this the other day. I think we were talking about it on Perp Stream, if I remember correctly. I walked out of Gladiator 1 and said those CGI tigers were awful. Then I found out they weren't CGI; they were real tigers, and he was taking out like every third or fourth, bit of film to make their motion look herky jerky on purpose. And I'm like, you actually had real tigers and made them look fake? Like, that's ridiculous to me.
Does the cast of Gladiator 2 not excite you? I mean, we got Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal.
They would excite me if they were in a different movie.
Oh man.
All right. Well, Strange Marvel Theories, $2. You know what? I can't believe it's not butter. Do they still make that?
They do,
Strange?
Yes.
I heard it's not actually good for you.
You know what I can't believe? I can't believe it's not the Justice League.
Yeah. Listen, Strange, Joe's thoughts and commentary are his own. They don't represent me or MME. He's just a member of MME. I think it was overrated. I don't know if it should have won the Oscar, Gladiator, but it was great.
I love Gladiator personally. I think it's a great movie. But
no, I had a lot of fun with it. Watching Dune 2
there was another Ridley Scott historical. Did any of you see the Robin Hood movie he did with Russell Crowe? I saw that in the theaters.
It was all right. It could have been better. Yeah. Joe is never going to retire. What does that mean, Cal? Okay.
Even the original Alien, if you go back and rewatch that movie, it's so full of plot holes.
Joe,
I can't have this. No. Joe, come on. I'm trying to do a clip out with positive Dune 2 coverage. And
it's true.
Going on a rant about
that's like seeing the original Star Wars had plot holes. Like,
but it doesn't really hold up though.
Hey, Rational, I'm still waiting on that Mortal Kombat 1. He told me he's going to send me a code. He sent me a fake code just so I'd get on Xbox, and then we ended up playing some games anyway. I was like, Rational, I know what. He's like, what? I thought it would work. He knew you sent me a fake code. You knew it. You just wanted me to get on Xbox, and I was going to go to sleep early. Okay, so you actually messed me up, Joe. This assembly line blockbusters is a miracle that Denis Villeneuve has managed to get one, but two incredible, uncompromised epics through the studio system. It works as a tentpole blockbuster, but Dune Part 2 is also filmmaking at its highest level. It's a real cinematic event. Everyone owes it to themselves to take in and hopefully won't be forgotten once come Oscar time. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece, Joe, and you're going to miss out on it because you're going to see Argyle 2 again.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay.
Not,
Well,
yeah.
Would you give it? Well, hold on. Based on the reviews that say, like, from people who did enjoy Part 1, who liked this more than Part 1 and enjoyed it, that doesn't intrigue you to go check it out anyway?
I mean, look, here's the deal. I tried to read the novel Dune once, and I found the book boring, and I put it down. I tried to watch David Lynch's original Dune, and I found it boring, and I quit halfway through. And I sat through the entirety of Part 1 of Denis Villeneuve's Dune, and I found it boring, and I fell asleep in it. So, I mean,
have you tried reading the comic book adaptation of Dune?
I have not.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just
because if you watch William's show, he even said that he found the book boring, but he recommends the comic book to people who find the book boring because it's a lot more digestible as a read as a comic book.
I don't know. My buddy Dave Perillo, if you ever watch my channel, see Dave Perillo on there. He and I have very, very similar taste in movies, and he's the same as me. Like we're both like what was the deal with this Dune? Like I remember when Dune Part 1 came out a couple years ago, we were like, dude, everybody's S-ing this movie's D, and it's like it's just boring as shit.
Well, you at least
it's a different kind of film. It's,
well, hold on, Joe. Would you at least consider buying the Dune popcorn bucket?
No.
No? Come on. No. That's a famous popcorn bucket. That's going to be a collector's item.
I mean, you know,
Saturday Night Live did a sketch on that popcorn bucket, man.
Mm-hmm. Dune is emo representation for 2023. No one's the same. You put the book down. Dune is one of the most important books in history, Figure Drawing says.
I mean, it is an important book for science fiction in that whole genre, yes. I mean, it's a landmark book. I mean, but if you
let's see what the critics are saying, Joe.
I mean, Mein Kampf is a landmark book too, but I'm not going to read that.
No. Don't bring that up, Joe.
Just saying.
Joe.
I got no interest in that one either.
Joe, why? Why?
97% fresh. Joe.
That is insanely high.
I would.
Yeah, well, how fresh was the first one?
I think
Not
like
that
90.
fresh.
I think it was like 91.
So there you go.
Mind
I'll
blowing.
look it
Look
up.
at this. Look at this. Look, this one person, a rushed and underdeveloped second chapter that feels strangely diminished compared to its predecessor.
Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. The first movie had an 83%. This is a 14% increase.
You don't usually get sequels that look more profitable and higher ratings than the
that's a pretty big jump, like a 14% jump.
More profitable. They usually are more profitable.
So fresh, it's insane. Yes, I know. Rational, it is. He's allowed to have weird tastes in movies. You know, he supports movies. What would you rather see, Madam Web again or Dune 2?
Oh, Madam Web again. I got the Madam Web souvenir magazine today.
There's a magazine?
Oh, yeah. The complete fan guide to Madam Web.
Wow.
Okay, now I want to look up.
By the way, can I just say that Joe has the best shirt I've seen in a long time? Amazing shirt.
The Japanese
Spider-Man, yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, oh, that is cool.
I do love Japanese Spider-Man. I don't think I can turn my computer enough. I don't think it's going to turn it. I can't turn it far enough, but there's a Japanese Spider-Man poster hanging on the wall too.
Oh, that's awesome. Disney Plus, I think, has a documentary about Japanese Spider-Man.
Really?
Yes, I think they do. I think it's part of a documentary series that they did. I don't remember the brand. I think it was like 616 or it was something, but it was one of the episodes that they did.
I need to look this up now. I'm writing it down to remind myself in the morning to look it up.
All right, now I really want to cover this good news too, and then we'll do some mailbag, and then there's some IG Fan Fest stuff I cover RJ. Pretty exciting. There's that arcade game for TMNT.
Yeah, I saw that. They're re-releasing that.
I've never played it, but I might have to snag that physically because who knows when it's ever going to get released again. Some rare arcade game. But let me see. Have you heard of Shogun?
So they announced Shogun at one of those investor days that Disney did like about 2 or 3 years ago. So it's been on my radar ever since then. I've heard nothing but amazing things about the book and about the original, because they've done adaptations of it before, I think. So this is a modern adaptation on FX. People are saying it's like really good. So like people like I think right now it's got like a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. Like people are saying it's like a show to keep an eye on.
Joe, are you interested in this at all? It's a streaming series.
No, this doesn't interest me.
Oh, I'm so interested. I love the actor. He's been in so many movies that are great.
Oh yeah, Hiroyuki Sanada. Yeah. He's an acting legend. I mean, he's been in so much stuff. It's crazy. He gave an interview today talking about how the show was just really important to like showcase a side of Japanese history to like American audiences. You know, so
Cosmo Jarvis. That's a weird name for a showrunner, I guess. Channel says enter Tom Hardy and a show that might be the next Game of Thrones. Disney are onto a winner with this sex and violence filled epic set in the 17th century Japan.
I want to watch a show about the adventures of Cosmo Jarvis.
No thanks. I would rather watch this, Joe. This looks great. Everything I've seen looks great. I'm going to bring up the Rotten Tomatoes next. I just want to read a little bit of this. Shogun, a title used for the military dictators of Japan from the 12th to the late 19th century. There were shoguns during the lifetimes of both Richard the Lionheart and Marie Curie. It is a title that evokes an age where Japan was separated from the rest of the world, not just by the roiling East Asian seas, but by religion, economics, and most importantly, culture. And is an era of samurai and seppuku, and courtesans and katanas, and one that is brought vividly to life in the new series Shogun from writers Rachel Kondo and Justin Marks. Oh man. Let me bring up, I don't want to read all this, but it just looks amazing too. You know that what's that PlayStation game too that's kind of
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, I never played that either. That's another game.
That's going to be a game.
That's going to be a series or a movie too, right? I heard.
That is going to be a movie from Chad Stahelski, the guy who does
Chad Stahelski's doing that still?
That's
going to do that after the announcement?
Yeah, he's doing Ghost of Tsushima after he does Highlander.
Okay. So anyone in the chat, in the comment section that watch us on the replay, anyone think they're going to watch the series? I, for one, am. I know, RJ, your time's limited because Final Fantasy's coming out.
I'm gonna try and check it out though. There's another show I'm keeping up with weekly. I'm watching Bad Batch season 3, which is great. More people should watch Bad Batch. It's really good.
I haven't watched the other.
I know. Sadly, I feel like a lot of people aren't watching Bad Batch, and it's such a good show. And guess what? It is doing a lot of heavy lifting to correct some of the mistakes made in the sequel trilogy in episode 9. It's doing a lot of things to help make stuff make more sense and make things a bit more digestible.
Wow. Shogun just said to Dune 2, hold my beer. 100% series.
Yeah.
On Tomato Meter still. It's been a few days now.
Yeah, I know. The first 2 episodes are out right now, I think.
I can't believe this. That's insane. I don't know if any TV series has had 100%, and kept it. Does anyone else?
The Bear might have. I don't remember.
I started The Bear. I like.
I watched the first season. It was really good.
I watched the first episode of The Bear, and I didn't laugh once, and I bailed. And my friend's like, "It's not a comedy." I'm like, "It's not a comedy. It's a half hour, and it won like best comedy at the Golden Globes." And he's like, "I don't know." So I don't know what the deal is with The Bear. Is it a comedy or isn't it?
Okay, so
like a dark comedy, maybe.
It's more of a drama than like they put it in a weird category at the award shows. I'm not sure why. there's moments where it's very funny and there's comedic moments, but I'd say it's like 70% drama, 30% comedy. Now, I haven't seen season 2 yet. Maybe season 2 is funnier.
Where's the reviews here?
Maybe I got to give it another shot, but I went in thinking I was watching a sitcom, and I'm like, this isn't funny. So I just didn't watch episode 2.
No, it is not a sitcom. Like, there's like
All
some
right.
really heavy stuff. Yeah, I mean, there are some episodes that there's some levity and there's some really funny stuff that happens in season 1. There's some funny moments, but it's meant to be a drama, like a 30-minute, like easy breezy drama.
That's unusual too. That's unusual that a drama series would be 30 minutes because that's rare.
The Bear is a good description of what it's like to work in a restaurant. It's not a comedy. Okay.
I mean, that's not to say that there can't be comedic stuff in it. Like, there's some funny stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it's not, because I went into it expecting it to be a comedy as well. And like, yeah, there's funny stuff, but like, it's an intense show. It's a very intense, dramatic show.
Dynasty Warriors TV show. Well, this looks amazing. I might watch an episode before I go to bed. I'm really looking forward.
I think the episodes are like an hour long. So
ooh. I think this is one I should watch with. I don't think my wife would be into this one. We're still finishing Avatar, which I really like Avatar. I'll tell you what, there are some, that's not perfect Avatar, but I'll tell you what, Zuko and Uncle Iroh, do you know those characters, RJ?
Yeah.
Better than the animated, their storyline. And I love the animated, but if Uncle Iroh and the Fire Nation storyline is just so good.
That's tough because in the animated version, it was pretty much like perfect. Like, it was like a model way of storytelling for years.
Did you see the live action?
I told you I haven't watched it yet because
okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I can mentally go through it.
There's some issues with it, but when Zuko's dealing with his father and Uncle Iroh, I don't want to spoil things because people don't know the story.
No, I get it. It's just, for me, it's just like I grew up with Avatar. I watched that show religiously when I was growing up on Nickelodeon, and for me, it's just going to be hard watching it because I have PTSD from the movie, and I'm very particular when it comes to my Avatar. So when it's just like, if stuff is changed or stuff isn't as good, I kind of get a little peeved, But I don't know. I'll check it out eventually. It's got to be in the right state of mind to watch it.
No, I mean, I was enjoying it, but I didn't really love it until we got deeper into the Zuko, Iroh, and his father.
I asked a bunch of my YouTube friends who had watched the show and had covered it.
Well, that's cool.
Is this show as good as the One Piece live action was? And they were like, no, it is not. So I'm like, dang it, because pretty much right now, One Piece is like the level you have to beat. Like, that's the standard for live action animation adaptations. So if you can't match One Piece, it's kind of like it's a little hard because that's like the gold standard of what every adaptation needs to achieve.
See, I watched one episode of One Piece. I thought it was all right, but I really, really, really liked the Netflix Cowboy Bebop. Like, I thought that show was great. My wife and I were really disappointed that didn't get a second season. And the reason it didn't is bullshit, too. Like, all the fans of the animated version hated it because the girl's boobs weren't big enough.
That wasn't the only reason people didn't like it. I think it just, critically, it didn't do very well. A lot of the critics didn't enjoy that show. It just wasn't reviewed well. The fans didn't seem to enjoy it because of the changes made. And I just think, that show just had a lot of problems writing-wise, in my opinion, at least. And
I don't know the changes because I never watched the animated version.
The other issue is too, Joe, is just the viewership wasn't there. There was no longevity. The word of mouth just didn't care. Because, like, with One Piece, it opened okay. Like, it wasn't a huge opening. But the reason it got renewed for a second season is because people kept watching and watching and watching.
All right.
Word of mouth.
I have something I'm conflicted about right now. Because I've been I've made a drastic change with my channel, and I want to talk about. I don't want to be nasty to other YouTubers anymore. I don't, but I still kind of want to comment on other YouTubers.
Oh no,
videos. No, not. It's nothing bad, but I'm afraid to bring this up too because Joe, I think, is going to go off because he also was doing a tic-tac-toe on this guy's face, which was not cool the other day, Joe.
Oh no, I
No.
didn't win. I didn't win.
No.
Oh, this is about who I think it is.
Maybe I won't play the video, but let's just look at the thumbnail because I got a notification on my.
No, play the video. If you want to play the video, play it. I don't mind.
You know this guy, Max? You're familiar with this guy?
I just wanted to, along with the way the world is right now in politics, I want to try to be understanding of other points of view. People do think differently. And I have nothing against this man. I have nothing against him. But I do watch his videos for shits and giggles though sometimes. But Lois Lane legacy, take a seat, Superman. Are they implying that it's a bait and switch and it's Lois's story?
Well, okay, so can I give some context?
Let's not be mean. Yeah.
No, I'm being honest, right?
Yeah.
This is Aaron Fisher, right? And he's very much a pro Zack Snyder YouTube channel.
Yes, I know, yeah.
And like he doesn't like James Gunn, he doesn't like the DCU, he doesn't like DC is what they're doing. Totally okay with that. But some stuff came to light on Twitter recently.
Okay.
About this guy. Okay.
No, I don't want to go into that part, RJ, at all.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
I'm curious what this is because I haven't heard.
No, I don't want to go. No, Joe. I'm not going to censor you guys off the stream.
Put it in private. I want to know.
No, I'm not going to censor you what you say off stream. It's just I don't want to spread rumors. I don't
like on Twitter. At least he's got some spicy political takes.
Yeah, probably. I could probably see that. Yes. He very seems to lean anti-SJW, so I wouldn't be surprised. Yes. I just want to comment on the actual topic of the video. Is that what he's implying? It's a bait and switch and it's Lois's story.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing I was gonna. So he brought, if I remember correctly, you could play the video to make sure, but I guess
we'll just play like a minute.
Yeah, he brought up like a Facebook post that supposedly gave a quote from Isabella Merced about the failure of Madame Web. And like, I guess he thought that quote was genuine because that quote brought up that the movie is about Lois Lane. It's not about Superman.
There is some context here. Just to give everyone context, I'm not hating on this man. I'm not. But when the rumors were, when the memes were going on that James Gunn was going to hire, what's the corn spoofer? And he was going to, no.
You're talking about
that he was actually going to hire corn actors and actresses
which
as
was
Lex
not
Luthor.
true.
He ran with the rumor and said, still it's a rumor, but I can't believe anyone would actually think that's plausible.
Well, people thought that was legit. Like people.
Yes. So he ran. That's some context just to I'm like,
here's the one thing I will say about this
believe
guy. The one thing I will say about this guy is he's disingenuous, and the reason I say that is because he's a Snyder fan.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop you, Joe.
Well, no, you don't even know where I'm going with this. He's a Snyder fan. Okay,
this is why I was.
Now we all know that the Batman v Superman director's cut was rated R. I believe Zack Snyder's Justice League was rated R because Batman drops an F-bomb in it, right? But when it came out, they said Creature Commandos was going to be a hard R. He went on a rant going, "How dare they make this hard R? We can't share this with our families." And I'm like, you, sir, are disingenuous because you can't tell me you're a Snyder fan and you're okay with Batman dropping F-bombs and giving the Joker a reach around. But Creature Commando being hard R that's a line too far. Come on.
Lacking consistency there. I
would actually agree. I found that a little weird as well because his complaint was that it feels like the DCU has no consistent tone, doesn't appeal to anybody.
When we do reactions to other YouTubers, I want to be nicer, and it's no shame on you guys. It's just the way I want to do it now because I do want to cover other topics too. I was kind of thinking about doing not like I used to do too many reactions, but I want to hear this. Because this goes back to the whole anti-SJW narrative that it's a bait and switch. It's actually Lois's story. So I wanted to see if he had any substantive rumors that it's leading down this lane.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I think Lois has been short-served in a lot of recent movies, Superman projects, including Superman Returns. That's one of the downsides of Zack Snyder's version as well. Amy Adams is a great Lois, but I don't think she got a lot to do. She got some to do.
I think the most prominent Lois we've had is the original Richard Donner movies, and probably what's the name of the Dean Cain show? I forget.
He's got a good setup.
I think Erica Durance is an amazing Lois too.
Yes.
Smallville's got problems, but she was really good.
Let's react to Aaron. No shade to you, Aaron. I kind of think you believe like almost anything though, if a rumor on the internet. which once I saw you run in with that.
I'll give him this real quick before we play the video. I'll give him this. He gets views.
He does. He does.
A lot of the Snyder community really likes his videos.
No, I know this.
So
Yes,
I'm not complaining.
He's doing better than I am.
I'm saying he gets views. I mean, his channel's popping.
All right, so let's see where he's getting this from.
I am back with a brand new.
And I do like what he says. DC update. I kind of wanted to steal that, but I can't. I can't steal that. I'm back with another DC update.
You can do that. You can steal it.
DC update. And today's update is very interesting. You know, everything is based off of perception.
Okay.
And the perception by the general public is that Superman Legacy is just not going to do very well. Now, there's a small...
No, I don't think that's accurate.
That's the perception. Sure.
I think that Warner Brothers might be expecting better than it could do, maybe.
Well, this is a genuine question to ask, though, real quick. Is the general audience, like the normies, even aware that this movie exists yet?
Well, it is called Superman Legacy. I do not see.
No, but you get my point, though. Like the
average Joe Public,
movie yet.
Yeah, Joe Public won't know this movie exists until they see the trailer.
Do you also think that Superman Legacy, that title, is going to stick to release?
Probably.
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
I don't know. I wasn't sure. Okay. But I would like a better Lois Lane with more story, especially with that actress, an award winner. You want, there's been great Supermen, but there's no one that's come close to Margot Kidder. Like, as
maybe
Lois.
Terry Hatcher.
I'd say Erica Durance.
But as close as Margot Kidder, she was a character. Okay.
A group of people that have hope and really are praying that this movie does well. And maybe it will, but it probably won't. And there are more things surfacing about Superman Legacy that show that this is not really just a Superman.
Just watch this on my TV, but I wanted to do a fresh reaction.
Film. Everything from the cast to who they're putting out there as the face of Superman Legacy. Because who is the one actress or actor that we have heard from exclusively all over social media? It is Rachel Brosnahan.
Okay.
Now we're going to look at a couple of things here, and I'm going to talk about
is he actually spinning the narrative that's the reason because she's getting more press?
Well, okay, and again, this is why context...
I don't want to have to watch the whole video.
I know. Just very quickly, this is why context is so important. Number one, she wasn't the only actor interviewed. They also interviewed Anthony Carradine, or whatever his name is, the guy who played Metamorpho. They interviewed him.
Yes.
But the main reason Rachel Brosnahan is the one being interviewed the most is because
she's probably nominated for something.
It's because she's doing the red carpets for the award shows because she's getting nominated for the last season of Mrs. Maisel. That's why.
There you go.
So it's just like that.
But I mean, is this
acknowledged?
Aaron Fisher? You don't know me from the hole in the wall, whatever. You're doing better on your channel than me. But if you're basing this, I'm not going to watch the whole 11 minutes. But if that's the main point, that is weak sauce, brother. Weak sauce that you're suggesting that it's going to be Lois's story, Lois Lane Legacy, just because she's getting more press at this time. Honestly, too, it's a different thing, too, based on the last few iterations of Superman. I think you really want to focus on this Lois, Rational Skeptic, waiting on that MK1 code, brother. Superman Legacy is releasing the same month as Fantastic Four and Jurassic Park. We'll have to wait and see how that affects its box.
This is my opinion, really quick. I don't think that Jurassic World movie's making its release date. Supposedly,
I'm so hyped for it now only because Gareth Edwards. I love Gareth Edwards.
No, I agree. I like him. I'm just saying. I think like a production sheet came out.
Did you see the creator?
No, I haven't seen the creator yet. I need to. But the thing is, that Jurassic World movie, like a production sheet supposedly came out, and they're saying that movie's not going to be filming until July of this year. There is no way a movie with that much special effects can be filmed in 1 year and come out the next year. It's just
that ain't happening.
it's got it. There's no way it's sticking.
But it's got one of my favorite directors, Doctor Strange, though.
See, I had
okay.
the exact opposite reaction.
Well,
when I heard Gareth Edwards, I was disappointed.
Let's give Aaron a few more minutes or a little bit more time to develop this narrative.
Yeah,
it's a bait and switch for Lois.
I need to see more.
Actually means. So the first thing I wanted to post or show today is that Action Comics number 1062.
Might have to skip around because he has like little Twitter updates.
I don't know if I would
kind of like you do.
Kind of.
Oh no! What is he doing here?
Wait, go back by 30 seconds. Hold up.
30 seconds. What is this? Oh my goodness!
Right there.
The stories just really aren't that good.
You like sharing.
Now this photo came across, and I thought this was funny. I think this really does sum up the two sides of the fandom right now, and I'm not.
Come on, Aaron. Come on, Aaron.
Sum it up in what way?
They're saying that Zach is a buff man, and James Gunn is silly.
He likes pink.
I think he is. I think he is kind of commenting on the politics too. Like he's gonna be, woke or something and silly. And
look, he's got Batmite on his shoulder.
I don't like
that
Batmite.
alone.
I don't want Batmite.
Makes it better than the Snyder.
I would not like to see Batmite in real live action. I'm sorry.
Come on. No,
I think Batmite works better in cartoons personally.
Yeah, but okay.
But I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense either because it would be Mixius Pitalik in a Superman movie.
This is kind of fun reacting to Aaron, but I don't want to go across the line and be mean or anything.
No,
to divide people. I just think it's funny.
It is funny.
We have a true Superman on the left and
a true
wannabe Superman on the right. But
no one's going to be calling Cornsweat a wannabe when they see him in suit. I'm sorry.
The wannabe, huh? Which one of them has $1 billion movie under his belt?
All right, Joe.
Resist posting this. It was just kind of funny. So here's the crux of today's video.
Here we go.
So Isabella Merced is going to be playing, Hot Girl in Superman Legacy. Okay. And this just boggles my mind. She came out and said this. Blame the fans. Isabella Merced said Madam Web failed for one simple reason. For the same reason the Marvels or Birds of Prey have failed. Because the male audience still hides a deep contempt for everything that is starring strong, independent women. Now, I have a huge...
Okay.
She's going that way. That's not entirely wrong.
Here's the thing, though. She never said that. This is a fake quote. She never said that.
Aaron runs with this all the time.
And this is what I'm saying. Because
he's notorious for this.
This is a post on Facebook that he pulled from his Facebook feed, most likely.
He's kind of a boomer,
and that's not
he
true.
Just believes everything.
There's no source for this.
Right.
She may not have said that, but it is at least a 50% true statement. Like, that's not the only reason it failed, but I mean, that did factor in.
I don't think that men had a deep contempt for a strong independent woman.
Not all men, but
I don't think even a big majority of them do.
I mean, besides that though, what I find it's just like deplete. Like I understand, like you see things and you want to react to them, but I'm just like, this is why I get so scared with like the social media stuff lately. It's just because anybody can post like anything and say that's what somebody said, and it's just like, yep, that's what happened.
Well, I mean, we had it with James Gunn when it came out that he said he hated the Tim Burton movies. Then it came out that was fake too.
Tony Movie Chappie District 9 Neil Blomkamp fan $1.99. Superman Legacy has gone woke. Just give me a break.
Well, and that's the problem too. Aaron, like again, not trying to like.
If anything. James Gunn casting is kind of like old school casting. It's not woke at all.
No, he's casting authentic to the page for the most part. He only race bent one character.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a very white cast.
But no, I was gonna.
I mean, there's some diversity in there, but
yeah, and just to mention, just again, not trying to dabble into drama stuff or make it political or anything like that. I'm just saying that Aaron, from what I've seen from his YouTube videos and from his Twitter account. He has a problem with what he perceives as these all-female movies that are bashing on male.
To be fair, that's a lot of the YouTube audience, to be fair. He's not any different than a lot of the audience.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, this is like, I think that's probably why this
Mhm.
post attracted him, because
Mhm.
it's something that he doesn't like already.
Well, honestly, can I be real here about YouTubers in general? YouTubers in general don't necessarily want to fact check because it's easy to run with this and get clicks and views off of the outrage. Oh, she didn't actually say it. Okay.
And there's
No.
not going to be a retraction. You already
No.
know.
No.
The video-
So honestly, I also believe that she might say something like that. I'm like, not that she's necessarily wrong or right. It's just like, oh, here we go again. This is not going to make people excited.
Well,
about
that's
it.
what I find so interesting about the Madam Web stuff, though. Like, Dakota Johnson's really the only person who's talked about this movie. The other three ladies, they've stayed quiet. They haven't really like addressed anything or like done much outside of going to the premiere.
So maybe this is a new series. Aaron Fisher debunked a DC debunk update. Let's see what else he's
problem with this.
So you know for sure this she didn't say this.
I know. Yes, this
You
has
haven't
already
seen the
been
quote
confirmed
anywhere.
Debunked. Yeah,
Okay,
this
all
got
right.
debunked.
All right, so and then I want to see, but this is the second part.
The second part is
also
main topic of the video. Yeah,
but it's also, if it's based off this was fake. This may be fake too, right? Okay.
I live in a house full of all females. I have 4 daughters. I have a wife. They're all strong, independent women.
Yes.
No issues with
Doesn't
that
mean
whatsoever.
anything.
It's how you present them. It's knowing your
That's
audience.
great, Aaron. That doesn't mean anything.
I
though.
talked about this in my previous video about who are they creating these projects for. When you have an all-female cast, you're hoping to bring in all of the females. And the fact is, 67 to some 77% of the audience are males.
That's actually facts. The Marvels movie, the bigger audience was the male audience.
Well, with Madam Web as well. I think it was like 63 or 64% male. It's not wrong.
Are you sure I can't say
some demographic data sheet?
Are you sure I can't say something mean?
Yes, I'm sure you can't. Yes, Joe. I know.
What about if the audience puts a super chat in for me to say something mean? Because I got something mean. I got something on deck. I got one on deck.
No, let's not be mean. No, let's not. You already played tic-tac-toe on his forehead, which is kind of mean.
Oh yeah, but no, this is much
I don't know
meaner.
what that's about.
I was gonna question the validity of if he actually has daughters.
No, I don't want any more.
I don't think even if somebody gave $100 super chat, Max would read something mean right now.
No. But I want to get to this
You're not
part. So
catering
this
to the
is
male
probably fake.
audience.
This is probably fake.
It doesn't matter what you want or what you desire. You're not going to make the money. Period.
Not necessarily.
It goes on to say that the actress of Peruvian origin praises James Gunn and says she accepted to be Hot Girl in Superman Legacy when she read the script, where Lois is really...
This is read like someone that's very obsessed with Zack Snyder that wants to trigger people like, oh, it's a bait. You know, this is the constant go-to.
I don't think it's a Zack Snyder obsessed fan. I just think it's someone who knows the Facebook algorithm, just like a lot of social media algorithms.
Yeah, get attention.
Knows how to get attention.
Yeah, post something and knows that the narratives that a lot of men on the internet get triggered by. Let's be honest, men get triggered by this. You mean it's a bait and switch and it's really Lois' story? You know, lots of men get triggered by that.
And I'm just going to be honest too, like, again, not trying to disparage older folks.
No, don't say no. That.
Hold on.
Let
me finish though.
No. I'm not saying you. I'm putting you in a timeout, Joe. See, you can't be like that, Joe. You could be like that on your own channel.
Jeez. No, what I was going to say though is that when it comes, I think Facebook might be the worst place for like misinformation. Well, I don't know anymore, but I know it's been really bad because there are so many Facebook pages and Instagram pages that will just post stuff with like no source, no clarification, nothing. Those post random, what they believe is a factual information, and people like 20,000 people will like it and post comments about it. It's like, it's not even true. It's just crazy how bad misinformation can spread sometimes.
Hey, Jade. Sorry I didn't get to, hopefully this weekend we'll be able to have an Xbox party or something, play some Xbox. I was just so busy this last weekend. But I want to hear this part.
The protagonist. Superman is the symbol, but she is the ideal brought to action while being a normal woman and real. Okay. If that doesn't raise some red flags, I don't know what will. Now, we're going to have all these people attack me and say, Lois has always been a strong female.
She
in
has been.
the Superman
She
lore.
bossed
She has saved Superman.
She bossed, Clark Kent around all the time in the old school.
And again, he's getting upset over something that was fake. I mean, hey, it makes her a good YouTube video, I guess, get the views.
Yeah, but Lois has always been the boss of Clark a little bit.
And many times I get that comment over and over again. I know this. I have been reading comics for over 40 years. I understand she's a big part of it. But when she makes the statement, and this isn't the only time this has happened, we had the one actress who was looking at the part but passed or didn't want to audition. I can't remember what the whole situation was, but she said Lois Lane is the one that saved Superman. She says Lois Lane is really
okay. I don't want to listen anymore because I don't want to.
What are you getting Mad Max?
No, because Lois has saved Superman before too. In the comics and in the history of Superman TV shows and stuff, she's helped him so many times. He says he knows, but
I mean, again, maybe he being fair, maybe he just has a preference for the way he wants Superman stories told. 70 years of history, maybe he likes this certain take. I mean, I don't know.
All right, well, let's see what Rational says. But that's your DC debunked update. Aaron, you may be wrong on this one. That's not accurate. Find the actual quote. You fell for fake news, brother. It looks like you fell for fake news, and that's not an actual DC update. So the Superman Legacy bait and switch Lois Legacy is fake news. At least for now. It's not Lois Legacy. That's the end of the clip.
Even if it was, they'd still get my money.
I mean, I might, Rachel Brosnahan's amazing. So,
I mean, I've never watched Mrs. Maisel, but she's a handsome woman.
Okay. Rational Skeptic, $5. WBD Board of Directors will ultimately decide the fate of DCU. Superman Legacy needs to make more than Man of Steel.
See, so I've seen that take float around a lot, and I understand why some people would assume that.
I do think it's going to make more Man of Steel because it has more characters.
Maybe. But here's the thing, right? Like, we don't even know the budget of the movie, right? I think that they're going to budget the movie to where it'll make we don't know what, once we get a word on what the budget is, we can more accurately perhaps tell what it needs to break even and turn a profit. I'm still going personally. I think this movie is going to make about $500 million.
Doctor Strange, don't encourage Joe. Be mean. He paid $5 to say be mean, Joe. I've timed him out.
Strange Marvel Theories, go over to my Twitter account. I'm mean to him all the time on Twitter. I played tic-tac-toe on his face.
It sounds true, though. Okay.
Yeah. But that's me being objective here. Even though I'm very excited for the movie, I think it'll be lucky to make about $500 million worldwide.
Jade says it's funny that my mom thinks Dune Part 2 is the sequel to the 1984 film. Wow. Maybe that's the audience that thinks that. Maybe that's where they were missing from the last one.
Well, that's the next one, Dune No Way Home. They bring in the people from the...
Cal says Lois Legacy is a corn name. Let's mix it up here. This is another reaction, not of a movie talk YouTuber. Just because I already watched the video, and I don't want to get political here. And I know when I say the channel name, people are going to be like, "What are you doing, Max?" But I think this is where we could cross over political differences and check out the Young Turks to talk about Wendy's and surge pricing and how we need to stand up.
Yeah,
no. Don't bury the lead. We're gonna. Yeah, we have to bring it up here. I'm like shocked.
The fast food chain Wendy's?
Yeah. Well, wait till you see the video. And
okay. I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I think we all need to stand up as consumers. Wendy's is already overpriced.
Yep, they're not getting it.
I remember going there with my grandfather. We used to go to 99-cent meal. He used to get him like 99-cent chili, a fry, a little junior bacon. But I think we got to stand up. This is too much. And she did a great take on this as well. Hold on, let me get We're only going to watch a minute or two. Oh, Spamalot's coming. I've never seen that.
What the hell?
Oh, I got a funny Spamalot story. My mom went to a local community theater showing of Spamalot, and she says to me, "Oh, I saw a show the other day. It was called The Mighty Paisan." I said, "The Mighty Paisan? It's Monty Python." The Mighty Paisan.
No, but this goes into the whole thing about should consumers boycott.
Wait. Hold on. What do they mean by dynamic pricing?
Well, we're going to watch a little bit of the video.
Okay.
I think we do have to draw a line because it's not going to get any better, especially with I do support a minimum wage increase. There's a lot of young people out there just getting started. The cost of everything is insane. I don't know if it should be 18. I think 15 is more manageable or something, 13, 14, 15, because the price is just going to go insane where people are going to lose their jobs. And
I don't know if, not trying to get political, but I don't know if you guys have seen lately, like I've been seeing this more and more on social media, and I'm impacted by this as a young person too. A lot of people my age, from like 21 and up, coming out of college, are finding it increasingly harder to get employed post-college. Like it's becoming very hard to find work in your field, I'm noticing, and I don't know why that is.
Wages go up, prices go exactly.
But it's
people do need to get paid more too, though. Strange. That's where I'm a little more nuanced. Like people want $18 minimum wage. I'm like, that's gonna crash. No one's gonna buy anything because look at Wendy's was already doing. Can you imagine what a Wendy's burger is gonna be?
Well, and
all those places have got a business.
Not trying to get political again, but like inflation is hurting a lot of people. Like the cost of living right now.
Food is the most expensive thing right now.
Plus, the cost of living. The cost of living is going up, but the wages are going.
But the other part why this specific story is BS is they're also using AI to determine what you wait till you see.
Okay, I need to know because this impacts me because I don't. Okay,
this is where we're going, everyone. Everyone should be aware of this, and I think we should.
This impacts me because
if I'm in the drive-through and this happens, I am pulling out of the drive-through. I am leaving. If the price suddenly increases, I am not.
When it comes to me and when because I eat fast food occasionally. I try and
save your coupons, everyone. Cut up your Wendy's coupons because they still send coupons out. Do not go unless you get a coupon.
I will say this: I don't think this is going to work. I don't think.
Let's get the. Let's so everyone understands.
I just want to say this really quick. We watch it though, just really quick.
Yeah.
So where I live, right, we have like our fast food options are somewhat limited compared to bigger city areas, right? Like when I used to live in Vegas, there'd be like 80 different fast food chains, right? Here, you got a couple. Our local McDonald's, not very good. Burger King makes me sick. The only place I can get like fast food burgers is Wendy's, and it's right down the street. So I go to Wendy's. If I want a good burger, I typically go to Wendy's. So this impacts me a lot, believe it or not. So Wendy's, please don't hurt me.
Oh, they are.
I'm an old-fashioned guy. I believe in giving people more for their money. So not only is everything on Wendy's Super Value Menu 99 cents each, but on our
I miss you, Dave Thomas.
Bacon cheeseburger, you get 2 full strips of bacon. At Wendy's, you don't pay more. You just get more.
Not anymore.
At Wendy's, you're about to pay more.
She does great.
Pretty funny.
She's gotten, people just assume the Young Turks are extremely left-leaning, and they are. They're very progressive, but she personally has gone a lot more nuanced in her takes. She's great.
I don't watch the Young Turks YouTube as much as I used to, but like, Anna's interesting,
Yeah.
And that's according to news from Wendy's indicating that they are going to start experimenting with dynamic pricing, similar to how Uber does things where if there's high demand, they're going to increase their prices. And then when there's low demand, they're going to lower their prices, but not lower than what you're currently paying.
See, that's just my problem with surge
Wait.
pricing.
So is it going to be like a per? So like, let's say for example, if people really want the chili at Wendy's, right? So they can charge instead of like, I don't know how much they charge for chili. Like, let's say they charge $1. If people really want the chili, they can charge like $3 or $4.
No, it's going to be that if you go at lunchtime, you're going to pay more than if you go at 3 p.m.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with the dynamic pricing, and this goes for movie theaters as well. You know, I'd be more on board with dynamic pricing if you got a little bit cheaper at certain times too when no one's there. But no, it's just base price and then more. It's not more base price and lower if there's no one there, which would actually could help fast food chains, like and help poor people.
Because
either way,
this is bad. But I feel like if it's per item, if it's like an item basis, like what items are most popular on the menu, that's even worse than what time of the day.
Okay, so let's hear more of this.
So
that means they're just increasing their prices.
Yeah. So when there's a lot of customers in the store, they're going to use this new AI technology to increase the pricing to respond to the higher demand for their squared burgers.
Yes. And even on the digital menus like drive-through, it's going to see wait.
Because what if like you order through the app? You know, like you can
By
order
the way,
through
did
the
you
app
know
now.
the Baconator is like over $12 at this point?
No, you serious?
Yeah, let me see the exact amount, $12.20 something, $12.24 in New York City to be fair, but still, that's insane.
I'm stunned by that. Okay, so look, I have a soft spot in my heart for Wendy's. Really, like I loved it when I was growing up. When I went to go work for my dad, our big treat was if he took us to Wendy's and I got a double.
Now they're doing your duty, Jake.
Yeah. So when I see those old ads with Dave Thomas in them, please don't tell me his politics. I don't want to know. Okay, I like Dave Thomas. I like those old folksy ads. I love the Where's the Beef. I love everything about Wendy's. But now they're ruined.
Oh, Jake.
Everything is getting ruined. Everything you liked is getting ruined. Like, guys.
No, but I think this is funny because it's fast food, but I think we have to draw a line as consumers. I mean, do what you want. I'm not telling people I'm going to draw a line with this surge pricing. I'm going to leave the store or wherever. I'm like, sorry, employee, I'm not supporting this.
Yeah, this is going to fail miserably because do you remember a couple months ago when AMC tested sight lines in Chicago and New York? Do you remember the sight lines plan?
Theater seats? Yeah.
So
certain seats.
Yeah, so if you wanted like to sit in the center of the theater, you were going to pay more than if you sat like in the front row or and they were like, we're going to do this. We're going to do this in New York and Chicago, and then we're going to roll it out to the whole country. Well, it failed so miserably. AMC was like, yeah, remember that idea? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I guarantee
we're going to have
try this dynamic
customers flip out too. This also makes it really uncomfortable for the employees. Yeah. They do not need to deal with this. This is going to have people flip
especially
out.
For minimum wage when they don't get paid.
Could you imagine when the surge happens? Like, I mean, you know, because we've all worked in jobs where it's not that busy, then suddenly it gets busy. So suddenly you got a guy in line who got there when it wasn't busy. Then the guy behind him watches the price change and watches the guy in front of him pay less than what he's paying. Because the price just changed. That's gonna piss people off so much.
Yeah, I really feel bad for all those employees out there. And look, let's be real. This is, even though fast food's not healthy for you, how many young people was their first job?
Young people.
Yeah,
I would say like 90% of young people, like in high school, were either working at a retail store like a Walmart or working fast food.
Yeah, so brick and mortar's already having issues, and then if fast food does this, fast food has a barrier of like it's not so good that it's worth all this hassle. It's like it's easy.
Well, a lot of fast food places like they're having issues staying open because they can't find employees that want to work.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, I'm trying to eat out less, but the one thing I still like Wendy's for is they're the only fast food, at least the last time I went, I haven't been in a while, that still have salads too, because they have really good salads.
Yeah,
they have taco salad, apple pecan.
Yeah, they got salads,
McDonald's got rid of their salads.
Well, yeah, McDonald's. I feel like their quality's dropped off pretty bad. At least my local one, my local McDonald's is horrible. I hate
but
that.
there's no way I'm paying surge pricing.
Surge pricing just means I'm going to add extra. Not only am I increasing the rates, increasing the prices, but I'm going to add extra stress to your life because now you have to figure out when to go to Wendy's.
Yes.
How about never?
Yeah.
No.
I love her there. How about never? That's where I'm at. No, they don't.
Serious. Listen, these companies will continue doing things like this as long as you continue to just go along with it. So you're gonna do dynamic pricing. I'm gonna do dynamic go F yourself.
I love her reaction there. Listen,
That means
I'm not against capitalism either, but I'm not just giving people my money.
That means they have to F themselves more at
dynamic pricing.
Yeah.
Depending on how busy it is, you got to F yourself even harder.
Yeah.
Well,
you're right.
Quick question for both, because you guys live in a much, well, I assume at least you guys probably live in like how much are you guys paying for groceries? If you could divulge that.
Well, I go to Aldi's most of my groceries because I pay about like a fraction of my regular store.
Because we're spending at least upwards of like $500 to $700 a month on groceries. It's insane.
We're paying like $400 a week.
Well, we have just me and my wife, so there's not as many people. So I'd say like at least 300, 350, 400 a month.
Yeah, we spend a lot of money on groceries, like because we live in a house of 4, so it's a lot.
No,
figure
they could try this and they could try to capitalize on it, but I could do what I want with my money, and I'm not going along with it. Capitalism, they could try this, and if they succeed, they succeed. And guess what? All you consumers are going to get surge pricing is a lot more other places if this works. And I'm not doing it.
Well, this kind of ties into a different.
They are trying to capitalize on the situation, but it's within your rights as a consumer to say no.
But you know what? What's going to happen? You're going to have some of the other fast food places pick up on this, and they're going to advertise against Wendy's. They're going to be like, "Come to Burger King. We're not doing this.
I don't know. I can easily see where it would be a success as Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A's line is always busy.
Chick-fil-A, I don't think would do that.
No, Chick-fil-A would lead into the fact that they're, not going to do this. They're about all American values and valuing the customer and all that.
That's not bad, Strange. You do pretty good there. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I only paid $70. This kind of ties into a different topic in the realm of
dynamic go F yourself. That's what I am not participating in this. If I get to the thing, I will just pull out a line. I'm like, have a good one. I'm not paying for this.
Yeah, well, this kind of ties into a topic in the realm of video games because, Max, I don't know if you saw the headlines today about Sony. They're going to be laying off about 900 employees.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's sad, but that's not a lot. That's not a lot.
Well, no, but you have to put in the broader context of things, right? So this year alone, Microsoft laid out about 1,900 employees. Twitch laid off about 500. Discord laid off about 90. Like, you are seeing mass layoffs in the video game industry right now. Like, Sony is laying off 900 employees from multiple studios. They laid off. They killed an entire London studio that was making a Twisted Metal game. Which
I know. I just heard about that.
Yeah, so that got canceled as a result of these layoffs. And we'll talk. I'm going to talk about this more on the podcast we're recording tomorrow. But just like the layoff situation in the video game industry is so bad right now. And it's because a lot of it comes down to corporate greed. They're asking these developers to make certain kinds of games that if they underperform, like say that new Suicide Squad game, which they're trying to make a bunch of money, right? Because it's a live service game.
Coming.
Well, that's what I was going to get to, though, right? So you are seeing the profits, right? So if a game fails now, it can kill a studio. Right. Yeah. Before that wasn't necessarily the case because just games are getting so expensive. They're spending upwards of like
the indie game market is thriving, though.
The thing is, they're spending like $200 to $400 million on a big budget game, right? The CEOs and executives want more and more profits, right? And I've been seeing people are saying that the video game publishers and the executives might raise the price of video games. There's been suggestions. Max, hold on to your butts for this. There have been talks about raising the price of games to $100 per game.
I'm not gonna buy that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
unless
that-
it's
and
a
that- and
game
that,
I
again, is
absolutely
because they're
need.
trying to
Yeah.
make more money. That's the issue. They need to bring in. They need
I'll
to bring
go
in more
back and buy
profits.
some retro games I want.
Which, yeah, I think if you
thank
raise
you,
the price of games
Strange.
to
I'll
100,
talk to you about it. I'll talk
Yeah.
to you about it on Twitter.
They should just take all the unsold games and put them in a landfill in New Mexico.
yeah, that's funny.
Well, if anyone could justify a price increase, it would be Rockstar. Rockstar's games are huge. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But that's the issue we're finding ourselves now. Where it's like the game industry is at a turn. Like
It's
Sony
just that
and-
everyone tries to. If Rockstar was the only game studio that charged 100, I'd be okay with that. But the other studios are going to try to charge it too when they're not worth 100.
Yeah, and that's the thing though, right? Sony put out a statement being like, there are challenges in the industry right now, and we need, like, I forget what their wording was, but like the games industry is at a turning point. I'm not sure where we're heading, where we're going to go, because
it's just like the movie and streaming. You need better quality. You need You need really good managers to manage.
Well,
all
the
this
issue is
stuff.
that things like the games, like why does the game like Spider-Man 2, love that game, but why does that game cost $300 million to make? That is way too much. It's way too expensive, and that's what I think you're going to see. A lot of these games have to cut back and be like, like there's that recent game that came out, I don't know if you heard of it, Max, called Helldivers 2. That's a Sony.
Well, my answer would be scalable games. Is make
I
it
think
make
you
it
need more
make
mid-budget games, more $40 games.
Make it a base level game at the start. That would be my answer. That's scalable. That's actually easier to put on all platforms, and then and then make it easily upgradable with your textures and everything, where you just keep upgrading, and then charge more for the premium experience. I
think that what we need personally is I think we need the return of like the mid-budget video game, like a $40 video game that's rich in gameplay.
Look at what Sega's doing. Sega's coming back with all these titles. They might not be good, but that's basically what they're doing.
But don't all these games, like I don't play a lot of modern video games, but don't all these games eventually drop to $20? Like once
eventually, yeah. Well, the issue, like, okay, for example, there are some games that came out, let's say 5 months ago, you can get for like $40 now.
Jade has to pay $120 for a video game.
Well, yeah, if you live in Canada, yeah. In some, like, I know, like, for example, like, I have a friend in Brazil. She doesn't have a PlayStation 5. Do you know why, Max? Guess how much a PlayStation 5 is in Brazil?
$1,200.
$900 equivalent. Yeah. It's insane, right?
That's what Jade and CJ said too.
Yeah, to answer Joe's question though, the issue is that these games, they're like, for like, okay, like I said, Spider-Man 2, $300 million budget, right? That doesn't include marketing, I don't think either, just like with the movie, right? So if you sell 10 million copies for like $70 a piece, I'm not sure what that turns out in revenue, but like that's the issue. They're making these games for like huge budgets and they're getting a profit. It's just not a huge profit to justify spending as much as they are. And that's the issue we're seeing. Like, God knows how much GTA 6's budget is. GTA 6's budget could be like $500 million. Something insane like that, And that's just the issue we're seeing. I think it just ties into it because I'm not sure. Like, I've seen some gaming pundits think that we need to raise the price of games again. Some people think that we just need to get rid of big
That's why I think
entirely.
Xbox has the right idea. I think Sony should put their games on more platforms too.
But here's the thing though, Max. Microsoft just laid off almost 2,000 employees themselves.
Yeah.
So just one of it's fun, like not really, it's not funny, but like the only company so far that I've seen not do mass layoffs is Nintendo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why Nintendo seems
because their games are not. They're always developed at prior generation costs. Their games games they're making now are still.
You know what? That's a good point.
Except for Legend of Zelda. Except that's the one where they went over budget. They said they just wanted to do it. That's the Zelda one.
I'm gonna take off. It's 2:45, so
okay.
I need to
Thanks,
Joe.
All right, see you, Joe. But yeah, that's just something that just personally bugs me a lot because I don't like seeing the mass layoffs that we're seeing. It deeply upsets me because that's so many people now without a job. You know, and
Yeah.
this
No,
has been
I really
this has
feel
been
for the
worst
young
year.
generations that have all these student loans. It's like horrendous.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why I get so passionate about covering movie talk too. I'm like, we're like Joe that just left. He's like, well, you still have the movie. I'm like, that doesn't matter. These executives that make way more than they should, making these horrible decisions, by these bad decisions, do not provide a lot of job security for all these young, talented people in there, because the movies can be bad, but that the people working on them are not. They're just
yeah, no,
bad
that's a great
direction.
point, and that applies to video games as well. When a top level gaming executive is like, make more live service games,
And who loses their job? The lower level,
not the executive.
Yeah.
It's the developer.
That's
who have
why
to make the game that they're told to make.
Yeah. All right. So let me watch this part where they talk about the.
Okay, how about that? That's super dynamic. Okay, so enjoy Wendy's, because if this is allowed to stand with Wendy's,
Are you also going to join the Wendy's boycott, RJ? If you go to and they try to charge you more?
Considering the state I live in, if they did this, there would be riots in the street.
Okay.
You know, we don't live like we're all American down here. You know,
It's making the news. They must be doing it.
I think they're gonna do like what Joe said with AMC. I guarantee they're gonna try this in like Chicago and New York City, and then maybe bring it to other places if it's successful.
All right.
then every other company is going to do it.
They're all going to do it.
They're all going to do it. So
when you go to eat, when are prices higher? When people go to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that means the prices are just higher.
So again, this practice is similar to what you might have already experienced with Uber and Lyft, which, by the way, after Uber and Lyft started doing that, stopped using Uber and Lyft.
Oh, good. You have another choice. I don't, because the cabs don't. I mean, cabs work in LA if you're at LAX and you want to leave. But cabs otherwise don't work in LA. You can't ever order a cab.
I literally.
So now we're prisoners of this, you know. And sometimes, yeah, I'll have to go during rush hour, and it's double, sometimes triple. It's ridiculous how high it is.
Astronomical.
This is why.
This is
All
why
right,
I'm glad I don't live in a big area, just so I don't need to rely on Uber.
This is why, like, Toys R Us, toy companies aren't doing as well. Brick and mortar aren't doing as well. Whenever they start to struggle, they always push it off onto their cash cow customers until they burn.
Yeah, and
they burn their diehards.
Yeah, and the problem with that, when you push it on the customers, that the customer only has so much money.
So instead of trying to get people back and do better products or better experiences, this is what every major company does. And this is why you can't go to a toy store anymore, like Mattel and Hasbro, because I used to cover toys and dolls with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
They started doing less accessories with the action figures and dolls. They became cheaper and cheaper to try to like squeeze a little bit more money out of their consumers and make it a lesser experience. This is what every company does.
Yeah,
and it's not going to work.
And now,
I'm not going to
where do you get toys? You get them in like the tiny aisle at Walmart and like the somewhat little less tiny aisle at Target.
Best Buy steelbooks at Walmart now too. But Walmart, the thing is, Walmart's not the answer, because Walmart's not going to keep it forever either.
Yeah, well, Best Buy decided to screw their customers over by getting rid of all their physical media completely, except for video games, and that's going to go away too. I guarantee it. And it's just like, it's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, Hasbro's not doing well. Don't pirate it, Rational. All these young people, that's who it's hurting, is the young talented people. It's not hurting the big executives when you do that. And I'm not going to get, hardcore on piracy and all that either, but I do think it has an impact because people still watch everything they do. But honestly, the quality is going to help with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a market for like people who want to pirate stuff. I mean,
but if you do a really good quality product, it won't
really matter.
It's going to overcome that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But then in this video they're talking about being at the drive-in and
which ends up being less than paying for Uber.
Yeah, and that's why they're doing it.
Here we go.
Is on the menu board that there's intelligence to make menu changes and suggestive selling.
AI is going to do this as you're going through the drive-through.
So digital refresh the menu.
Yeah, so it's no longer fixed prices on the menu boards. The AI is going to figure out what's going on, and the AI is going to do it to you.
So if they notice, if the AI system notices that there's higher demand at a given hour, they'll change the prices on the menu board. Now, a Wendy's spokesperson explained to CBS News, as early as 2025, we plan to test a number of features such as AI-enabled menu changes and suggestive selling based on factors such as weather, that we think will provide great value.
If it's hot, a milkshake's going to be more expensive.
And if it's cold, the chili,
the coffee and the chili. Yes, that's what it means, RJ. Isn't this ridiculous? Is where we're going.
That's scary. I don't know if
I said I don't have a hard stance on piracy. I don't like to pirate current stuff, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, Nintendo is
like old school stuff I bought over years and years and years, and then sometimes the digital license expired too. Some of these games I bought,
Yeah. Well, Nintendo is suing a emulator company on PC because people are using it to pirate their newer games. So that's a whole lawsuit that came out today too. So the piracy thing with gaming is an issue.
But does this make it worse that they have the surge pricing? It's also going to be controlled by AI.
It's concerning, yeah. I mean, none of this sounds good.
And an improved customer and crew experience, why would you think that it provides better value? You're literally going to increase prices. That's the whole reason why they made a $20 million investment. You think Wendy's, the corporation, sat down and was like, why don't we make a $20 million investment so we can save our customers money? They think we're stupid. Okay, so a Wendy's Baconator, as I earlier mentioned, is already $12.24 in New York City. But with dynamic pricing, the burger could increase in price during lunchtime because there's going to be higher demand. And it could go back down to the low price of $12.24 when things get slower in the late afternoon. Wendy's.
Oh boy. I don't know.
It sounds like a disaster.
I mean, this seems like a lot of corporations are going to try it. If all it has to do is work at one place.
Did not provide details as to how severely prices could fluctuate. So Wendy's CEO Kirk Tanner expects this to result in an immediate sales growth. So what they mean by that isn't we're going to attract more customers. It's that we expect customers
to pay more,
to just bear this. The market will bear it. And so we will make more money off of the customer.
Companies make. They just assume once you make these changes, people just put up with it and buy it anyway. We'll make more money. Doesn't matter.
Skynet's on the way.
Yeah, there's some there's some interesting stuff going on with technology. It's getting crazy.
Oh boy, I'm glad I'm older. I wouldn't want to be. No,
I thought a good thing. No, they're gonna come after the older people first with these changes.
Why? What are they going to do to me?
I don't know. I don't know what your job is, but they might replace you with AI. I don't know.
I thought, I work in customer service. It's possible that I could be replaced by AI, but I think it's going to be a while off for me.
Well,
mostly in my specific customer service job, which I'm not going to state. Okay. All right. Let me get to the mailbag. Let's see what's in the mailbag tonight. But that really got me worked up earlier. I was like, really? I haven't been to Wendy's because they have been too expensive.
Well, I feel like everything's too expensive, honestly. Most, I mean, like I said, the price of stuff is going up, but our wages stay the same. It doesn't make sense.
Figure Drawing says cassettes to record the radio, VCRs to record, copy paste movie shows, and Napster were also to destroy the movie industry, etc. And you know what? VCRs and cassette players didn't do it, but Napster and the internet did. They really
that's why Napster went away.
No, but they really impacted the record industry. Figure only the top make money in the record industry still. Everyone else, like smaller bands, go direct to consumer. Not lately. And do like signed vinyls and tours to make their money. But the record industry as it was, it wasn't VCRs or cassettes that did it. It was the internet because it's a lot faster, and the quality was good. Like,
Mhm.
not that the quality's bad on VCR music cassette. I know people are going to say it is, but the quality is like as good as CD quality for MP3s. Napster impacted the record. I was on Napster back in the day, you know,
Yeah.
but they did impact the record industry. And even though the quality is an issue too, but yeah, people still watch stuff, these movies. They don't feel a need to support movies that are average anymore, you know.
I think the biggest issue with
And I'm
piracy.
not going to argue with people for that either. I'm not arguing piracy. Listen, I'm not going to be preaching on this channel. Do what you want to do. Support what you want to support.
Ask, did you see the report that came out today that Netflix is expected to raise their prices again?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting expensive for these like keeping Netflix is getting very expensive if you want to keep Netflix.
Yeah. But they do things like Avatar. And I did start to watch One Piece. It was pretty good. You know, did you see Yu Hushu?
Hushu? No, I did not see that show.
Bruce actually recommended it. Me and my wife started watching it. It's really good.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
Yu Hakusho.
Yu Hakusho.
But it's actually really good. Like I watched the first episode or two of that, and then I watched the first episode of One Piece, and I enjoyed One Piece, but my wife watched it without me. I was like, you could finish it. But Yu Hakusho, you know.
The Yoo-hoo bar, the Yoo-hoo milk, whatever. I don't know. By the way, didn't you say there was something going on with the video game stuff with TMNT or something?
Oh yeah, we could look up a few IGN trailers. I wanted to react to because I didn't see it yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Jacob McKenzie, thoughts on Pedro Pascal talks about the Fantastic Four. I can tell you how excited I am, which is beyond. There isn't anything more exciting than being in a cast like that. Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss, Backrack, Joe Quinn, and our director Matt Shackman. To be invited to a family like that is unbelievable. And we all just want to do our best and share in that world. I am over the moon about this movie. I've been looking forward to it. I love that it's in the 60s. Pedro Pascal up there with me. Vanessa Kirby, I'm not a huge fan of her. I'm not against her or anything. It just, I've seen her in a bunch of things. I don't get the hype surrounding her, but I think she'll try hard. I hope she does great.
Yeah, I've been open about this. I really love the casting of Vanessa Kirby and Eben Moss Backrack. The other two, I don't know yet. No, I love Pedro. I'm just saying I am a little concerned because I just don't want him to
Pedro
play
fatigue.
Pedro fatigue a little bit, and also too, it's also just like I don't want him to play. I want to see Reed Richards. I don't want to see Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph Quinn. I don't know. I got to see. But listen, I'm gonna choose to be positive because I love the artwork, the imagery that they created looked really good. I just really hope that they get a solid.
That was a great way to announce it too, like a retro-inspired Valentine's Day card. That was great.
Although, let me ask you this though: like, didn't you think it was weird that they didn't save it for like Comic-Con or like a video announcement?
They needed a good press thing at that time. It was good.
I guess so. It's just a very just here you go. Happy Valentine's Day. Here's your cast. Like,
yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I mean,
I loved it.
Yeah, it was cool artwork. I liked it.
We're gonna probably go through these a little faster. So Jacob McKenzie says thoughts on Rachel Brosnahan on why she accepted the role of Lois Lane in Superman Legacy. She's smart and ambitious, can be funny, and she knows she's the smartest person in the room more often than not. That's
also the money.
That's Lois. Yeah, also the money. Right. That's true. I'm looking forward to her. I don't know if I'm going to go back and watch Miss Maisel or not. I could. I have Amazon. I don't know. There's just so much on my Shogun's on there, Avatar's on there, Reacher.
It's hard to go back to stuff when you're already trying to watch so much at once.
Mm-hmm. Max, thoughts on Dune Part 2 is tracking to earn 170 million on its worldwide box office open weekend. The movie had a $190 million budget. That's great. That's a success story. The movie theater, the industry's not dead. You just got to deliver
also a much needed
quality.
It's also a much needed win for Warner Brothers.
Yeah, honestly, they're doing well by slowing down DC content, doing other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I love DC content, it's not been
Well,
this
that's the funny
quality.
thing. They had Barbie and Wonka last year. Now they got Dune.
Yeah.
So they got a few wins. So
Since they stopped and pulled the plug on took it off the tracks, the DC, and stalled it, they've had a lot of success. Max, thoughts on Denis Villeneuve says that the script for Dune 3 is almost done. I never expected them to do Dune 3 when they first announced this. I was worried that they weren't going to get part 2. So to say they're going to do 3,
well, if you remember when they made the first one, the sequel was not a guarantee. But then I guess the box office and the HBO numbers, because it was a day-and-date movie, were strong enough to greenlight the sequel, so they started filming it. Because Dune Part 1 and Part 2, that's the first book. Then there's the other book called Dune Messiah, which is like the last part of the Paul Atreides story. So basically, we would get a trilogy. So I'd be down for that, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Jacob also says thoughts on Godzilla -1 director Takashi Yamazaki wants to make a film that is some kind of answer or response to Oppenheimer. Ooh. I've seen a lot more nukes in our pop culture or surroundings since I was really young. I feel that as a filmmaker, I do want to provide some kind of answer, even if this film is never realized. I think having it in the corner of my head is strong. Thematic element is important. That I would be interested in seeing that.
Yeah, I think I would be interested to see, when they say like a response to Oppenheimer, like I don't think it's like a negative response per se. It's just more so just like I think it would be interesting to have like a movie that like really commentates on the Japanese experience.
What it was like after, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see here. Thoughts on Dave Bautista says his journey with Drax is over, but he's not done with superhero movies. I love the universe, so Marvel or DC, if they call, I would answer the phone. I just would like the opportunity to do a bigger, deeper role, an ominous villain. Is he hinting at Hugo Strange or something with this?
Well, I think, James Gunn was on Threads and literally made a post saying, hey, throw some suggestions out there for who you think Dave should play in the DCU. And I'm just like, I think Dave's going to be in the DCU. I think Bautista will be there. I think he will be a villain. What villain he plays, I don't know. I think he could be Hugo Strange. He could be Mongol, Atrocitus. I know everybody wants him to be Bane, although I don't know if he wants to do Bane.
Because he's kind of similar, big dumb character. Not that Bane's so, but sort of similar to Drax.
Well, I think also too. I think Bautista doesn't want to do I think he's getting older. I think he wants to do a role that's less physically demanding, something that's a bit more intellectual, showcases the acting power. Listen, I think he'd be a great Hugo Strange. That would be the one I'd go for, honestly.
Yeah. Jacob also says, thoughts on Christopher Nolan is plagued by the one line, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain from The Dark Knight. My brother Jonathan wrote, I love that line. It kills me because it's the line that most resonates. I read it in the draft and I was like, all right, I'll keep it in there, but I don't really know what it means. Is that really a thing? Over the years, it just seems truer and truer. He actually didn't like that line? That's an amazing line.
Maybe he just means that it's become so memed, like it's just a line once all the time,
Yeah. I think there's a lot of accuracy in that statement too. I like that line. Thoughts on Alan Richardson regrets that he didn't. I heard this today that he didn't take his audition to play Thor in the 2011 Marvel films seriously. I was like, they'll throw me the part if I look like the guy. Nobody really cares about acting when he was first thinking about superheroes. I honestly think even if he would have given his best, they would have went with Hemsworth at the time. He was a big name at the time.
What do you think about him as Batman? It seems like people really.
I mean, I'm up for it. I think he's fun as Reacher. I liked him in Titans. I know people dislike Titans. I liked him as Hawk. I'm interested to. I think he's tried to get better as an actor. Yeah,
I agree. This is my take, and I'm not saying this because I don't like the actor currently playing this character. Like I'm trying to throw shade, but if they were to do a reboot of Shazam, I think he would be a great Shazam. Like he would be really good as that character. I feel like.
I'm interested to see what he does next after Reacher, like because Reacher is a really big success for him. But does he have appeal outside of Reacher? I don't know yet. You know, that's just a great role for him, and I think he's gotten better as an actor. But I still don't know his mass appeal, outside that character. You know what I mean?
No, I get you. Yeah.
So, I think he could do. I think he could be an interesting Batman. I don't know if I want to. I'm definitely want to see it or not. I'm not against it.
I still think that I go with like a John Hamm type or somebody like him.
Jacob says thoughts on Denis Villeneuve. Says he refuses to rush making Dune 3. The danger in Hollywood is that people get excited and only think about release dates, not quality. I completely agree. Yes, don't rush Dune 3. Although it seems like he's on. It's not like he's the Game of Thrones writer R.R. Martin. It seems like he's already almost done with the script for Dune 3. Is from what we said in an earlier quote.
Well, it helps that he's basing it off of a book that already exists. So that kind of helps that process a little bit, I would imagine.
I'm very happy that we're gonna. I still didn't rewatch. Should I rewatch Dune 1 before I go? No, I'm just gonna go in fresh.
Yeah,
I don't even have the time.
I asked William last night because he saw the movie yesterday, I think, and I asked him if you need to rewatch the first movie, and he said you could just jump right in, you'll be fine. Like even if it's been a while since you watched the first movie, if you have like a vague understanding of what happened, you're fine.
Yeah, that's right, Jade. People thought Andrew Lincoln was going to be a big star too, but he went back to Walking Dead. You're right.
Tough. It's tough out there, you know.
And I honestly, if you watch, I want to finish the original series Walking Dead, and I want to see this new show. It's just, the AMC app. It only had a couple episodes at a time, and I like to binge it. So I lost track where I was, but I think it's on Netflix now, and I already pay for Netflix. So I'll go back. I think the new show is on. I'll try to load up the AMC app on my Roku TV.
Wait, AMC, the channel, has their own app? I did not know that.
Or the isn't that the what channel was The Walking Dead on?
No, you're right. It's AMC.
Yeah.
I just didn't know they had their own app.
Yeah, they had their own thing, and you had to pay. See, they only kept a few episodes, and then you had to pay more for access to the whole season. So, all right. Thought on Denis Villeneuve says young people want longer films. If they pay, they want to see something. I don't know about that. Think of Oppenheimer. It's a 3-hour radar movie about nuclear physics that's mostly talking about the public was young. That was the movie of the year by far for my kids. I don't necessarily agree with that. I just think the quality was so high that it kept people there. I think if you're going to do a long movie, it better be good. That's the thing.
So
a long average movie is not going to work.
See, yeah, I could see that. I mean,
if you're going to go long, if you're going to go big and epic, it's got to be good. You're like, oh, you're going to do a 3-hour movie? Well, is it good? Is it 3 hours of Madam Web? Could you do 3 hours? I can watch Madam Web. Can I do 3 hours of Madam Web? Heck no. No. You can't do an average 3-hour movie. It makes it feel worse. You know? That's my thoughts, at least. And I honestly still think the younger generations have, I don't mean to throw shade on them, but have less attention span, like for subpar content. It's just not going to work. You got to really have something that's going to hold that attention for those 3 hours. The only success there, like Oppenheimer, was very intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Well, I think when you mentioned the younger generation, it's also, movies are competing for time. They're competing for the audience, for the audience's time, because there's so much.
Yeah, there's a lot more entertainment options out there.
And so maybe that's the thing where it's like we've talked a lot about, trying to create experiences that you can't get anywhere else. Maybe that's part of it.
And I do think that's 3-hour movie. I think that's getting partly lost on some older executives or older fans. Like they don't realize the younger generations, just like you said, just like your dilemma this week, you do compete with video games. Movie watchers, the younger generations, they sometimes enjoy video games, movies, TV shows, streaming, YouTube, Twitch.
Yeah, YouTube,
social media.
Twitch.
So nobody
thinks about that.
I think that is actually the key to the younger generations is, with the younger generations, you're competing with their options. You're competing with their options.
Well, did you see what Bob Iger said about don't know if you saw the news that Disney decided to they bought a bunch of stock in Epic Games and they're going to do crossover stuff with Fortnite.
That's probably a good plan.
But do you see why? Did you see why Bob Iger because they announced at their investor meeting and Bob Iger explained why they did that, why they're putting so much money into Epic Games and doing basically getting back into video games. He said, I was looking at some data sheets and I noticed that young people spend a lot of time playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get the young people.
Well, even though the video game industry is having some.
This?
See, the video game industry right now is having some issues, but I don't think it's anywhere near the problems that the Hollywood is having. And honestly, if the studios all went cross-platform, their issues would be diminished, honestly. I think the next generation's PlayStation and Xbox can be a brand that's not console specific, and these studios will do a lot better. Can you imagine how well Spider-Man 2 would have sold if it wasn't locked down to a PlayStation?
No. Well, yeah. Well, I think that's why they're going to reach out to PC, to the people who play on PC.
I think the console, the box doesn't matter anymore. And I honestly, I think we're going to get to a point where to have these job security and studio security of these great developers having a bright future is we have to let go of the boxes. And
I think eventually we'll get to that point. I think we still got one more.
I mean, I'm up for it. Wouldn't you rather see these studios thrive than just have exclusives? The exclusive game is expensive game, and it's not what it used to be. There's also options with Steam Deck and all this other stuff that have Game Pass on.
I think they're going to have to reevaluate things sooner rather than
later.
But
would you sacrifice exclusives to have job security for these these studios?
Well, here's the thing, right? The issue is that the exclusive games are way too expensive to make. They need to pull back those budgets. Yeah. That's the big issue. But yeah, no, I mean, listen.
Yeah, I do feel like also TVs are competing with tablets and phones. So TVs that have consoles integrated in them that's going to be something in the future too. Yeah,
things are going to get crazy. But yeah, I just thought that was funny with Bob Iger, where he was like, young people play a lot of video games. Why are we not doing more? And I think that's why
he made my heart break when he canceled Disney Infinity, the next version, because it was starting to get good. It was starting to be where they had the franchises operate with each other.
And the next Disney Infinity, they were going to do a lot of cool stuff that was going to be added.
They were going to have play sets where all the characters you could go franchises over, which everyone wanted from the start. I was like, oh man.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's why you're seeing Hollywood do a lot more video game adaptations, because I think they're trying to bring in that video game crowd to the theaters. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to see a lot more crossover.
All right, let's figure drawings, bring in facts. In 2022, the global gaming industry made about $184.4 billion. In 2022, the global recorded music industry made $26.2 billion. In 2022, the global movie industry made $26 billion.
Yeah, it's not even the same level. It's it's crazy.
Yeah. Actually, I have to say the fighting game genre is keeping these consoles healthy. The fighting game fans are eating good lately.
We're getting some great games. Yeah,
there's some still issues. There's
Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat, Tekken.
Consistent releases and consistent updates for these games.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you watch this YouTuber. Do you know who Maximilian Dude is?
Oh yeah, I've watched him for years. I watch him all the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah, he does great fighting game coverage. He's also been covering Final Fantasy for forever. So.
Jacob McKenzie, thoughts on Netflix is expected to raise prices of its streaming plans this year?
Boo.
Well, it depends on what they release. Before I had a hot take a few months ago, but I'm just like, you know what? If they keep bringing if they bring Avatar season 2, I'm going to keep it. If they do some other stuff, Stranger Things, which is going to end.
Wednesday season 2, One Piece season 2. What else is there? Oh, Arcane season 2 is this.
I still have to
Oh,
see Arcane. I only watched a little
oh,
bit of the first
dude,
season. My wife loves it.
Arcane is next level. Arcane is like next level. Like that's the future right there. Is Arcane.
Jacob says thoughts on Denny Villeneuve says movies have been corrupted by TV because I'm not interested in dialogue at all. Pure image and sound. That is the power of cinema. Frankly, I hate dialogue. Dialogue is for theater and TV. I don't remember movies because of a good line.
That quote was actually very controversial. People were kind of mad about that. Which
I appreciate dialogue too, but yeah.
I mean, I kind of get what he's saying. I think you need dialogue, and I don't know. Like, I get where he's coming from. I just
It can be cheesy too if they try to create a memorable line that it doesn't catch. But I honestly, I do think that is one of his weaknesses is memorable dialogue. The storytelling's there for Denny, but I honestly can't remember any of these lines from his projects. It's a visual media. Yeah. Film is a visual media. Yeah, like Zack Snyder, he focuses a lot more on the visuals than the dialogue.
It's funny you said that.
But I honestly, and then people.
No. Because did you see IndieWire's review of Dune Part 2?
No.
They trashed on the movie and like made it all about Zack Snyder
To get views, yeah.
I kid you not. They literally said like Denis Villeneuve tried doing a Zack Snyder, where it's all visuals and no story or something stupid.
Listen. I like the premise of Assassin's Creed, but I've never really been into the games, so I'm all about that, Jade. I never watched. I was looking forward to that movie years ago, but I didn't watch it because people trashed
Here's
it.
the problem with the Assassin's Creed movie: when they go back in time, the movie's actually really cool. The stuff in the present day, no. And the way the action was filmed wasn't very good either. I mean, interesting premise. I think they were trying with that movie. It just didn't work.
But I'm all for that. See, their Netflix is doing a lot of stuff. Okay, thoughts on Hiroyuki Sandana aims to use Shogun as a way to introduce our culture to the world correctly. I thought this series was a great opportunity to make an authentic samurai drama in Hollywood. Absolutely, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it. Figure Drawing has questions for you, RJ. Okay, go ahead. You could just leave it in the members mailbag figure, but go ahead, RJ.
I love TMNT. I don't know. Did you see it in theaters?
Yeah.
Okay,
I loved it too. One of my favorites of the year.
I love that movie so much. I bought the official popcorn bucket, which is an ooze container. I bought a little Raphael plushie that came with it. I love that movie. I thought it was great. The animated sequel series should be coming out, I think, sometime this year. It's going to continue the story before the sequel movie. I think it's great. I mean, they definitely made some changes to TMNT lore. They did their own
Make
spin-off
Shredder
thing.
scary again is what they need to do.
Yeah, I just don't know, like, that's the thing. Like, how is Shredder going to connect to the Turtles? Because, like, they changed Splinter's backstory where he has no connection to...
Yeah, I can't believe WWE is on Netflix. That's wild.
Yeah, that's going to be big for them, yeah. That is going to be big for Netflix.
All right, so thoughts on Timothy Chalamet will not always follow Leonardo DiCaprio's advice about no superhero movies. DiCaprio said to me, no super movies, no hard drugs, which I thought was very good. I follow them both. But the movie that made me want to act is a superhero movie, The Dark Knight. The script was great. The director was great, and I'll have to consider it. So Leonardo DiCaprio really isn't against superhero movies.
No, Timothy Chalamet said he would consider.
No, but that was Leonardo's advice to Timothy. Don't do superhero movies.
Yeah. He told him don't do those movies. Yeah.
Because I'm sure Leo had opportunities. I'm sure.
They probably have asked him
yeah.
all the time. Yeah.
Thoughts on Jeffrey Wright? Commissioner Gordon talked about what to expect to see in the sequel for the Batman. One of the things I talked about with Matt Reeves a little bit about is when playing the role, I wondered about Gordon's private life. And I wonder about people who have the level of responsibility he has, having the public face of righteousness and kindness. I wonder what is behind Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, I hope that they finalize that script and the movie can start filming end of this year.
Yeah, well, Commissioner Gordon's always had, his daughter and his wife, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very interesting character. Yeah, I'm curious to see because I have a feeling that the sequel probably will have a Robin. I think they might do Dick Grayson. We'll see though. I don't know. I think the sequel could go a lot of different directions. I'm excited for it whenever it comes out.
Jacob says Dune Part 2 is currently one of the highest rated second installments in Rotten Tomatoes history. Number 1, Toy Story 2. Number 2, Paddington 2. Number 3, Dune Part 2. Number 4, The Godfather. Number 5, The Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Number 6, The Empire Strikes Back. Number 7, The Dark Knight. That's great. Be into the. I think we are getting
Shout
like
out to Paddington 2.
I love Paddington 1. I bought Paddington 2 and never watched it. I still have to see it.
Okay, did you like Paddington 1? Oh no, did I freeze?
Hello?
Okay, there we go. Jeez, that scared me.
I didn't know if that was mine or not because my internet was down this.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
This
I was
afternoon,
scared.
so I didn't know if that was me or not.
Saying, so did you like Paddington 1?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I
so if you like Paddington
to
1, Paddington 2 is like 10 times better. It's an amazing, like it's a perfect movie. Paddington 2 is peak cinema. It's great.
I still need to watch it. They're making a third one, right?
Yeah, they are. It's called Paddington in Peru. Yeah, I was a little sad though because Rachel Zegler was going to be in the movie, but because of the strikes, they had to recast her because she wasn't allowed to work on it.
Okay. Renee Espinoza, Paddington was fun and adorable. Yeah, great family movie. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. Hey Max, who do you like to play as in Killer Instinct? I love Killer Instinct. I like the Raptor. I forget their names though.
Perp?
No, not Perp. There's a Raptor in Killer Instinct. I also like the guest characters. There's Halo guest characters, and Arbiter is one of my favorites.
Oh, Arbiter's in there? That's cool.
Yeah, they also have
I've never played Killer Instinct. It's one that I need to play
on Game Pass. Do you have
Is it on Game Pass? Oh, I gotta try it then.
Yeah, they also have Battletoads characters. This Sabretooth, or not Sabretooth, but Saberwolf. Cinder, yes. Cinder. I like Cinder. But the problem is I play Rational all the time and he just
spams.
He uses one character and spams a move. I'm checking to see if he's still here. Jacob McKenzie says thoughts on Ian McShane says this was kind of BS. I didn't like that he said this. Thoughts on Ian McShane says the Continental was nothing more than a John Wick cash grab. Listen, Ian McShane, you're lucky you have a role anymore. You haven't been doing much.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. Okay. Oh, look, see, Rational is here. No, Ian McShane is a great actor. But the creator of the John Wick series, right? Was he the creator of the series too? The one that got the deal for Highlander and
Chad Stahelski?
Yeah, did he create the series?
No, I don't think so. No.
Oh, he didn't.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't. Did you watch the Continental?
No,
I didn't watch it either. But like, that's the thing. It's just like some people said it was okay. Some people said it wasn't that good. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, but throwing shade on other projects, I don't like that. Give other people a shot. His character's kind of been a little lackluster in the John Wick movies lately, too. His character. He has a cool character in the series, but.
Yeah. Did you see the John Wick 4?
Yeah, I didn't like John Wick 4.
What?
It was all right. I didn't hate it or anything. It
was like great. What are you dude? The stair scene and the shootout.
Yeah,
and,
there
like,
was cool scenes. There's cool scenes.
I love John Wick 4. I thought that movie was awesome.
He says, no, I wouldn't watch it. I have no intentions. Nobody. I don't think Keanu watched it. Neither has Chad. It has nothing to do with our movies. That's pretty harsh. That's some of the last of what the actor that passed worked.
No, I don't think he's in it.
I think he's in part of it.
Is he?
I think.
I don't
Maybe
think
I'm
he
wrong.
is.
And then Mass Vigilante says, you didn't even finish the previous mailbag at all, Max. Not even all my questions got hearted. What the heck, man? You slipping. Please finish the previous. I did, Mass Vigilante. It's that you were throwing shade at another panelist that I didn't heart your comment. But I did read your last comment.
Wait, what?
He was throwing shade at another panelist, so I didn't heart your comment, but I still read it. Mass Vigilante. Mass Vigilante's a little devious somewhat.
He really wanted that heart.
Well, I hearted that one. I still haven't watched all of Deadwood. I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, Deadwood's pretty good.
I have too much on my to watch list. Now let's just see if there's anything cool on IGN from these.
Real quick, did you see they announced the new? They announced a Pokemon game today as part of Pokemon Day. It's another Legends game, like Legends Arceus.
That's great. I don't personally have any interest in Pokemon. No offense to any Pokemon fans. I'm glad. Pokemon fans are eating good. I would rather be more interested in like a Pokemon movie or TV series than a game.
Netflix is supposedly making a live action Pokemon show. So they have that new. Netflix made that one Pokemon cartoon, the Pokemon Converge, I think it's called, like little Sea Island show. Whatever, I don't remember what it was. It was pretty good though.
I got to see this. I think this is by Raw Thrills. This is that company that put out Cruisin', the last cruising game for the Switch. That I think is a decent cruising game. It's not the best, but I'm excited that they put out, because I love arcade games. And this is a different version of the Turtles.
This is from the 2012 TV show.
Yeah, which was fun. It wasn't the best, but people liked it. But I
love the 2012 series. I grew up with the 2003 animated series. But the 2012 show was pretty good.
Yeah. 2003 is my favorite. Yeah. Let's see. I've never even seen it.
I think this was released back on like Xbox 360 arcade back in the day.
Was it?
I think so, or it was a mobile. I don't remember what it was, but like
Arcade Wrath of the Mutants.
Yeah, this came out in like 2012. This is like an old arcade game.
Metalhead? Does it have like a scrolling level thing? All new levels and bosses. They
added more content. Wow, that's surprising.
I mean, it looks fun. I will get this at an affordable. Ooh, Bebop looks horrible.
Yeah, that's the design from the show.
All new
voiceover from the original cast. Wow. Okay.
It's go time. We got pizza. Rumble time.
That's Krang.
I mean, I'd still pick Shredder's Revenge over this, but it's cool.
Yeah, for like $30 probably for the Shredder.
Oh, here's Shredder.
That's cool though. That's actually really cool they brought that game back. You know what game really needs a modern port? Another arcade game? 2 games. One, the Simpsons arcade game needs to be ported to modern systems. And the X-Men arcade game needs to be ported to modern systems. Why those two have never been ported yet, I don't know.
Licensing, yeah.
It's licensing. It's just so stupid. Somebody buy those and release them already.
Oh, I wish I could share on my Twitter, but I can't even bring it up on this computer. Arcade 1-Up as an X-Men 97 cab.
Oh yeah, you saw that too. I thought that looked awesome.
Actually, if you could find that and share it, you could still share it. I just can't bring it up on my computer.
Yeah. I wish I'm on my phone. It sucks.
But... Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, but no,
that actually is very tempting, but it's $500.
I know. Well, they released one already that has those games on it. It's just the difference here is the artwork is the X-Men 97 cartoon, but it looks fantastic. It looks amazing. It looks gorgeous.
I still got to go back and watch the original X-Men 97 series again. Get reacquainted with the storylines.
I think it's like 50 something episodes or something. So
Pokemon Unite is the other thing I see here.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, what's going on with IGN? What do they got? Pokemon Unite's the MOBA, that online game or whatever. Pokemon didn't really announce much today. They're kind of
See
taking a break here.
Look at it spinning. This computer up here stinks. I can't.
There you go. Pokemon Legends.
Robin Hood. Pokemon Cafe Remix. What?
Where's the Final Fantasy stuff? Oh yeah, they're adding Ed to Street Fighter 6 tomorrow.
I don't like his design.
No, you don't like it?
Nah. He does look like that Devil May Cry Dante. I mean, I like Street Fighter 6, but
I'd call it Shogun review.
Lego Obby Fun. What is that?
Oh yeah, Lego Fortnite. Yeah, Fortnite added a Lego mode, and they added like a bunch of stuff to it recently.
I can't get to more stuff. We'll just have to end because I can't get to more stuff. I need to get another computer up here.
Oh, did you see the Shang-Chi director is directing a Naruto movie for Lionsgate?
It's frustrating for that news because I'm very happy for Naruto fans, but I would rather him do something of a better project. No offense to Naruto.
Here's the question though, right?
No offense to Naruto, because I think that Shang-Chi, look at my poster. That's one of my favorite MCU movies. It was all filmed in IMAX. Great action, choreography.
I know. And why have we not gotten a sequel yet? Any news on the sequel? I don't know why. What's going on, Marvel?
They'll do a sequel to that, I'm sure. I think they'll at least do one more.
Well, here's the question, though, right? That's why I get worried. Because remember, the Shang-Chi director was supposed to do Avengers Kang Dynasty. He left that movie. Now he's doing Naruto for a different studio. So does that mean he's not going to do Shang-Chi 2? I don't know what's going on. Because he was also going to do the Wonder Man show for Disney Plus, which I think he's still doing that. But I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's still going to be safe. I think it did well enough. And then people don't put that in the category with underperformers. It didn't really have a big lead up Shang-Chi to like other ones did, like Captain Marvel. Like, I don't think they mentioned
Well, remember, it was
anywhere.
it came out in 2021, Labor Day weekend, still during the pandemic. It made decent money, though, all things considered. And like I said, it was such a good movie, you know?
I think it is actually 3:30 in the morning, so we should get going. Thank you, RJ. Why don't you put your let me actually put your channel. I don't know which channel you're putting, Controller Chronicles.
Yeah, go ahead and promote that one. We're recording a podcast episode tomorrow, and that should probably release Friday, I think. So that should be good. And then like I said, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out this week, and it's such a huge game for so many people. It's going to be crazy. This weekend.
I mean, that's great. I know people have been looking forward to it. It's not my thing. I bought Final Fantasy VII back in the day, but I was never really into it. But I understand.
Do you still have your copy of it?
No.
Why did you get rid of your copy of it? I need that. That's like the one collector's item I really want. I want an original PS1 copy of that game. It's probably really hard to find, though. It's probably expensive.
I think I sold it. Damn it. You know what? My sister's husband, when they were dating, I let him borrow some PlayStation games. Big mistake.
You never get them back?
Well, he lived with a bunch of guys, and they all like trashed all my games. They lent them to other people. I'm like,
oh,
yeah. Oh, look, Cal has it.
Oh, well, yeah. Final Fantasy VII was a triple disc. It had 3 discs in it.
You need the original, not the greatest hits, right?
Well, I don't mind greatest hits. I just want a copy of it.
Final Fantasy IX, Rational wants.
Yeah, that's rumored to be getting a remake too.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. This went longer. I was only going to go an hour, but we had some fun. Go check out RJ. We'll be back soon. Hope everyone could either enjoy Dune, some video game, or Shogun, or some. There's some great quality entertainment this week, so there's a lot there.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next time.